Yeah, and Joan Rivers is going to let it all hang out with us. So that's going to be hot, too. Now, if you saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, you know our next guest is a TV reporter, April O'Neil, and I got to ask her about a lot of things. Let's get out Paige Turco. Before we get to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I got to say, didn't you ballet at one time in your life?
Yes, I did. In fact, that's how I started in
You look just like, I'm telling you, Paige, you look just like those girls when I'm in New York, walking down Columbus Avenue on the way to the academy. And I always look at these beautiful girls like you, and I say, who is her sugar daddy? Who's buying these boots? Who's doing this? Yeah.
Actually, these boots, I had never been to L.A. until this past January.
No.
And, right, yeah, until I looped for the Turtles. So, I know, where
were you?
I was back in New York City, but I bought these boots. These are my L.A. boots, so.
Yeah, well, you know, they could go anywhere. They are nice, red, and,
They're very red.
I remember you most, I think, from All My Children.
Helen Colton.
Yeah.
That sweet young thing.
How did they off you? Didn't they kill you off?
No, I know. Well, most of the time they kill people, but
they do.
I got married, so yeah. And some people would say that.
No, but Paige, usually they have you get on. There's some bus that if you get on some bus, no. They always say on the cast, don't get on the bus because you're out of here if you do that.
That was when I did Guiding Light. It was about 3 years ago. That was the big joke, because what they did was they were firing or getting rid of a whole bunch of people, and they did it by putting them on a bus and driving them off a cliff. So the big joke was around the halls was, don't get on the bus. Whatever you do, don't get on it.
But you didn't get on it?
No.
You got on you got on the A train going fast here. Really? And I've always wondered, though, for a movie like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, how do you try out for something like that? I mean, you've got to really get in. You know you're going to be working with these weird...
I didn't have any previous experience working with turtles, that's for sure. It was just a regular audition. My audition scene was with Splinter, which was kind of cool. That was fun. But it was just a regular audition. In fact, I didn't meet the Turtles or even see what they were like until I got the job.
Well, I understand that you had a torrid love scene with several of the Turtles, but they had to edit that out.
No. Oh, yes. Several of them. No, I was like their sister. It was cool.
And they live at your place, and they kind of hang out with you.
They came in through my kitchen window. That's how they came in and out of my apartment. A little strange, but...
With a movie like this, I'm sure you get fan mail from kids and a lot of people. What is fan mail like for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? What is it?
It's been exciting for me with little kids, but the one that I remember the most is there was a little kid in my apartment building, and he left a note under my door. And he said, I just think that April O'Neil is cool, and are the Turtles in your apartment? And I mean, he wrote this whole little note and left it under my door, which I thought was really cool.
You know, it's funny you bring that up, though, because kids believe what they see. You know, that's why there's so many regulations on Saturday morning cartoons and all that. But you know what's weird? The fans of soap operas really believe what they see.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they'll write... I'm serious, you know, it's real to them.
Well, I was really lucky because I always play a good character. I mean, I have friends who've played really evil characters and they get harassed, you know, on the streets. But I get the Catholic mothers and the older people writing me letters telling me all the bad things that everybody's doing behind my back. Like I don't know, but...
Like you don't know. No, but they buy into that. To them, it's more real than professional wrestling. I mean, this is the real thing for them. They know it is.
Okay.
Now, you play younger than you are. Does that ever bother you?
No. It's a little difficult. The girl playing Katie McLean, who plays my sister on All My Children, is about 5 years younger than I am.
You're 54?
Yeah. Doesn't show, does it?
Oh, God.
LA.
That'd be great.
And we used to do scenes together, and they'd have to come out and say, excuse me, but you're the big sister and you're the little sister, because we would have a tendency to switch roles there.
But Getting back to the original thing we were talking about, if I may, how do you make a transition? You go ballet, acting. There's some breakoff point there where you have to say, no more dancing, this is it.
And actually, it wasn't my choice. I was understudying a role. We interned with the Boston Ballet and broke my ankle, which sounds very cliche, but it happens a lot, you know, and found myself going into an acting class and didn't want to be there at first. I thought, these people are very strange. You know, I can't do this. I want to be dancing. And just finally, you know, you live day by day and you finally make a choice. And I thought, well, I'm going to dance. If I can't do point, I'm going to do musical theater and I can still dance. So it kind of it just grew from there.
That's a lot of years, though. A lot of years spent, when you said point, up on your toes the whole time. And, gee, what do you do when you're not acting and you don't dance now?
One of the things that I do is rollerblading, which I saw people in Venice Beach doing. But they have it easy here because it's flat.
You know, I love to rollerblade.
It's great.
It's wonderful.
It's great, well, but you can't stop. You know, that's the problem with these things.
No, you've got to get the little brake things on the end of the rollerblade. Did they not sell you those with your rollerblades?
Yeah, but you guys have it easy here. You go straight. You go flat. We have hills in Central Park, and that's where it gets tricky. You know, but you learn. You fall a couple times.
You know, that's what the hockey players do, too, when they're training in the off-season, yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you do know the secret of ooze.
Oh, yeah.
Now we got to go and find out what it is. Paige Turco, yes.